What's up, everybody? Jimmy here to do the daily meditation. Today is January 1st. Happy New Year's. Today we're going to go over the daily meditation on vigilance. We keep what we have only with vigilance. Now, take a second to define what is vigilance. So, vigilance by definition is the action or state. So this is an action, like we're actually doing something, or a state, like a state of mind, like anger, sadness, okay? This is a state of mind that we are in. So vigilance is an action or a state of keeping careful watch. So just keeping the action of watching, the state of keeping a watch, so keeping a watch mentally, keeping a watch physically, careful watch and keeping it, which means that we've been watching it, we are watching it, and we're maintaining it. So the action or state of keeping a careful watch for possible danger or difficulty. So this could be a danger, this could be difficult, and we're going to be vigilant in keeping an eye on what are those things. Vigilance is not about keeping an eye on possible good things or possible or easy things, okay? That is not what vigilance is. Vigilance is not about looking for easy things or shortcuts or cheat codes or whatever. This is just about keeping watch on danger and difficulty, avoiding those things. And this whole reading is going to be primarily about how do we remain vigilant around our recovery, okay? Now, this recovery can be over anything. Say you're trying to recover from an injury right now. This is going to be perfect for understanding that. Say you're trying to recover from addiction right now. This is going to be perfect for trying to overcome addiction. You want to be vigilant on your recovery, okay? Mental health, eating, losing weight, whatever you're recovering from, whatever problem you're trying to recover from, vigilance is going to be major. And again, this isn't looking for shortcuts or easy ways out. This is just about talking and taking the action or the state of looking for things that are going to be difficult or dangerous to our recovery. So, wow, I had this broken leg. I'm doing so well on recovering from my broken leg. A danger to the recovery that we should keep watch for could be like going to play basketball. Like, no shit, Sherlock, of course. But then there's other things like merely getting up to go to the bathroom could be difficult, okay? Someone who's extremely overweight needs to be vigilant. They're basically carrying around 400 pounds. Say someone's 600 pounds overweight, or 600 pounds, they're 400 pounds overweight. They're carrying around 400 pounds every single time they need to move. So when they move, they need to be vigilant just about their body movements to make sure that they aren't injuring themselves, hurting themselves, falling over, hitting something. Addicts, they carry around Narcan. Some heroin addicts carry around Narcan because they're aware that the danger of Narcan and getting high and intravenously using drugs can cause side effects like overdose, so they choose to carry around Narcan. Even family members are vigilant on the dangers of that, so they carry around Narcan in the event that their loved one has an overdose. Okay, let's get into this. So how do we remain vigilant about our recovery? Okay, so how do we keep a good watch on our recovery? How are we going to maintain awareness of these possible difficulties? Number one, the first thing, this is what it says, first, the number one thing we need to do by realizing, so how do we remain vigilant on our recovery? First, by realizing that we have a disease and we will always have this disease, okay? So this problem we are always going to have, okay? So the broken leg, like you're always going to have had a broken leg. This addiction, you're always going to be an addict. You're always going to need to be vigilant about these movements. So however you got the broken leg, like you need to be vigilant about that. That is a danger. You need to be aware of that. However you became an addict, we need to be aware of that and just realizing that this is never going to change. This is the situation. I am going to have to be vigilant about this from here on out. Going to have to be aware of these dangers or difficulties in order to prevent this from happening again. No matter how long we've been clean, no matter how much better our lives have become, no matter what extent of our spiritual healing, we are still addicts. So doesn't matter if you have 5 years clean, 10 years clean, 20 years clean, you got the wife, you got the kids, you got the, house, the money. It doesn't matter if you have lived the life, you're traveling, you're doing this. It doesn't matter if haven't broken your leg for 30 years since I broke my leg, It's been, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what it is. You are still that. The Rock says it doesn't matter what you have, how long it's been, how much clean time you have, who you're hanging out with, what the occasion called for. It doesn't fucking matter, okay? So, that's what vigilance is about. We're being vigilant about it. It doesn't matter what it is, I'm vigilant. Our disease waits patiently, ready to spring the trap if we give it the opportunity. So, this disease is just waiting to yank the rope that is going to drop the thing on us, and here we are in this problem again. It's just waiting for the opportunity to put us in this problem again. Vigilance, it says here, is daily accomplishment, okay? Daily accomplishment. So every single day we must be vigilant. There is no skipping a day, taking a cheat day, taking a shortcut with our recovery. We must remain vigilant every single day, okay? We strive to be constantly alert. That's in the definition. Keeping careful watch for possible danger or difficulties. This is constant alert, constantly on guard, aware that I am an addict every single day, every situation, every single relationship. Sounds overwhelming. We're not trying to do it for the rest of our life. We're just trying to do it today. And that goes with any recovery. We're not trying to heal our leg forever. We're just trying to heal our leg today. Then this very moment, if that means I have to be careful from here to the bathroom, then I'm going to do that. If that means that I'm trying to recover and be vigilant on my diet, then this meal is what matters most. This next fork full of food is what matters most. Do I do it or do I not? Do I realize this is a danger or difficult or not? Am I going to allow powers greater than myself to come in to help me with this? We strive to be constantly alert and ready to deal with the signs of trouble. So not only are we going to be constantly alert, but if there are signs of trouble, we are going to be ready to deal with them. So signs of trouble could be a desire to use, anger, frustration, these actually evaluating the situation. Like, do I need to get up really fast? Do I need to go get high right now? And hopefully by this point, the vigilance is by maintaining our recovery. Keep that in mind. This is maintaining our recovery. Actually being vigilant about recovery that we do not have is going to be more difficult than being vigilant about recovery that we do have. So we want to be aware of these signs of trouble. I would use your senses big time. These are going to tell you signs of trouble. Your body is going to tell you signs of trouble. You're going to see signs of trouble. For addiction, you may see drugs in the environment. You may be around people who use drugs. There may be times where there are going to be drugs. So keeping a careful watch on what those are and engaging in the treatment plan that you set for yourself, like calling a sponsor, going to a meeting, taking some sort of action to get you out of this situation that you planned on. Because again, this is the action or state of keeping careful watch. So by this point, hopefully we know the triggers that are going to cause us to give us these signs of trouble. Not that we should live in irrational fear that something horrible will possess us if we drop our guard for an instant. We just take normal precautions. Like, you fucking know this, dude. It's not this overwhelming thing. Stop fucking acting like you don't fucking know what would make you want to get high. And stop trying to act like you don't know what the right answer is, dude. People are fucking playing in this denial fantasy land like the fucking doctor didn't tell you to sit down on a fucking couch. What are you doing walking around, dude, right? Your therapist said you gotta go to fucking meetings. What are you doing not going to meetings? It's like, dude, they're irrational fears. Like, they think that we don't want, so for instance, an addict say I'm friends with an addict, asking them to go to a meeting, they may think that I don't want them to go to a meeting, that I want them to hang out, and I'm jealous. It's like, dude, I would rather have you going to meetings and ditching me to do that and recover than fucking dying of a heroin overdose, than getting arrested in a drunk driving accident, or whatever the case may be, right? So you don't need to be walking around in irrational fear, waiting for these horrible things to happen. You just need to be on your fucking guard. You just need to be prepared. Like if you wear police wear bulletproof jackets and just act fucking normal, dude. They're not like, oh my God, I'm gonna get shot any second now. They're not just like tensed up, waiting to get shot any second. They're just fucking going around life, waiting, here it is. I have the precaution. If they do have a gun, I'm prepared. If drugs do come out, I'm prepared. I'm on my watch. I'm aware of the dangers. I'm aware of these difficulties. Vigilance. Daily prayer, regular meeting attendance, and choosing not to compromise spiritual principles for easier ways are acts of vigilance. So here are the actions. Coming up next are the actions. I'm going to reread this, okay? Listen, open your ears for the actions. These are actions that people can take in order to be vigilant for their recovery. 1, daily prayer. Requesting help or giving thanks. That's all prayer is, to break it down as simply as possible. You're either thanking someone for helping you or you're asking for help. So giving gratitude or asking for help daily to whoever, whether it's a person, higher power, doesn't matter, okay? Regular meeting attendance. Now you can get your meetings in person. You want the most potent recovery out there, then go to meetings in person, but you don't have to. You can get a meeting on YouTube. You can get a meeting on Spotify. You can get a meeting while you're driving. You and a friend can just meet up, have a meeting. You can read the basic text, okay? But meeting attendance is part of the vigilance. Like if you want to be vigilant, then you're doing that, okay? And choosing not to compromise spiritual principles for easier ways are acts of vigilance. So when I know that being dishonest would get me out of this situation, it would be easier, I choose honesty. I choose the spiritual principle. Even when I want to be closed-minded, I choose to be open-minded. I choose to be willing, even though I don't want to. So I'm literally using these principles the more difficult way. So I'm actually choosing not to compromise my principles. So I'm keeping watch of what could happen if I am dishonest. What could happen if I am closed-minded, okay? I'm aware of these issues that can arise because of the past. And I don't want this to happen in this area of life, so I choose to be vigilant about my spiritual principles. We take inventory as necessary. So daily inventory, taking time at the end of the day to sit back and meditate. Think deeply about your day. Did I make any mistakes or not? IP number 9 is a great tool to use for this. I'll leave the link down below. Sharing with others whenever we're asked. If somebody asks how your day was or anything, we share that with people. Going to these meetings, sharing your experience, strength, and hope. When an addict presents themselves to you, sharing your experience, strength, and hope with them. Carefully nurture our recovery. We want to nurture our recovery. It says nurture. We want to take care of it like it's our mother. Carefully watching it, dude. Like, I don't want anything bad to happen to this, so I'm not putting it in environments where something bad could happen. There could be danger or difficulty. Above all, we stay aware. We are aware of this. This awareness of what can mess me up, what may not mess me up is totally huge. Knowing that certain sounds can give me a desire to use causes me to be vigilant of things that that I hear that may give me a desire to use. Taste, smells, sights, thoughts, feelings, people, places, things, all this stuff. Awareness of this. We have a daily reprieve from our addiction as long as we remain vigilant. So as long as we remain vigilant, we are having a daily reprieve. Each day, we carry the principles of recovery in all we do. So I'm carrying honesty, open-mindedness, and willingness in everything I do. I'm carrying it. I'm not holding a sign. I'm not throwing it in people's faces. I'm not juggling it. I'm just carrying it maybe in my pocket. So like I'd rather be a warrior in a garden than a gardener in a war. So I just carry around my recovery. Don't have to tell everybody I'm in it. And I practice these principles in all I do, at work, at home, in my relationships, with other people, with myself, with my past, with my future, in my apologies and my amends and everything. And each night at the end of the day, we take time to think about if I did meet up to my own expectations. Did I actually do this? That is vigilance. That is looking out for possible problems or danger that I may have caused throughout the day, giving me the opportunity to fix them or whatever the case may be. Every single day we're doing this, staying on top of careful watch in the morning all the way to the end of the day. And it doesn't need to be this it doesn't need to be like a bulletproof vest, like I'm gonna get shot any fucking time. It's like, just go about your day, know that this happens, and take it with easy does it, they say. Take it with ease, easy does it, don't put yourself in any harm, and if you do put yourself in danger or difficult situations, just calm down and rely on the things that we have used to get us to this position we are at now. So just for today, I will be vigilant, doing everything necessary to guard my recovery. What is needed for my recovery? These are questions you should ask yourself. What is needed for my recovery? Early on, I would say if someone's in the first 90 days, treatment maybe, 90 meetings in 90 days, getting a sponsor, going to getting a commitment, getting some sort of home group, doing that, getting engaged in that. If you can't find them, just Google them, look them up, start engaging in it, read literature. These are simple, start working the steps. These are simple things that we can do for our recovery just for today. And when will we know when these difficult situations or dangerous situations are? We could talk with other people. We could look in our past and take an inventory of what was it like this last time. Like we got holidays just went by. Today's New Year's Day, holidays are over with, maybe understanding how these holidays went to prepare ourselves for the next one, knowing that maybe death of a loved one, anniversaries may be coming up, paydays, just being vigilant and aware of the possible dangers that could be arising. You will know when it'll come. You'll know when these moments will come. The more we meditate and pray on it, the more that we will learn and practice these principles. You'll see the moments where your difficulty being honest and you rely on dishonesty. So what does work? I know personally, I know 90 meetings in 90 days works. I know step work works. I know, listening to all different types of educational podcasts works, reading the literature, having a sponsor, all that stuff works. I know it 100%. Sustainability too. You're going to want to sustain these things. It may be difficult at first to get yourself to a balance and dig yourself out of this hole, but it's okay. Just take small baby steps, okay? Just your awareness of these possible difficulties is going to prevent you from getting into a lot of bad situations. Just knowing that this can fuck you up and taking the advantage to not engage in it is going to cause is going to prevent a lot of harm. So, and what doesn't work? I know that going places where there are drugs, going places where there's alcohol is not going to work. I know that being around people who use drugs and alcohol is not going to work. It's not. I know that not finding sober support system, that's not going to work. Having a mentor, that's not going to work, dude. Detoxing on my own, that's not going to work. Thinking I have all the answers, that kind of stuff is just not going to work. Being vigilant around the places that are going to cause me to have a desire to use is just going to cause more problems. So hopefully this was a help for you. That's basically it. I'm all out of time. I actually got to run and go do a group right now, go give a lecture. So January 1st, Vigilance. Thank you very much for just for today. Have a great day, and you don't have to get high no matter what. You just don't do it. Vigilance. When you say and hear the word vigilance, what do you think of? I think of vigilante. Now, Batman was a vigilante. Now, when we think of Batman is constantly in the action or state of keeping careful watch over Gotham City for possible danger or difficulties, okay? So He's constantly looking out for it, and he has these signals. So they send out the bat signal. And that is his signal that the world of Gotham City is in danger or looking towards some difficulty. So likewise with our addiction, we're going to talk about in here, how can we be vigilantes for our recovery? The action or state of keeping careful watch on possible danger or difficulties that may get in the way of our ability to maintain recovery. So we'll see bat signals of danger or difficulties, desires to use, people, places, things, so on and so forth, that are going to warn us of possible difficulties or dangers. So when thinking about this today, I like to associate it with vigilante, like Batman, keeping watch over Gotham City of dangers or difficulties.